is the Volvo EX30, the smallest of the Volvo, but it is the world urban car of the year 2025. It's a car with a lot of surprise, that's what Volvo call it. I driven the car first during the jury round in LA, but this is the time I'm going to drive it elaborately for a day. And we are a part of the media drive in India and we are in Jaipur. Let's check out this Volvo EX30 in detail. All my flyers, welcome to Flywheel. EX30 is the starting range of Volvo now. It was the EX40 or the XC40 was the earlier one. The EX range is meant for the electric and XC is meant for the ICE. And this has been a SUV but in a more of a coupe format SUV. It's more stylish, very new design philosophy of Volvo, you can see that. And this is the same design philosophy which you have seen in the EX90 as well. And this has got a lot of goodie features, a lot of surprise, and it's crashly developed from as an electric. So a lot of things have been curated around that. There's a lot of space inside, and they use a lot of sustainable materials. There are new firm features. There's the biggest screen in the Volvo ever, and the dual motor version of this is as quick as Urus, but unfortunately we are getting the single motor here now. It's got around 518 km of range, and we've got enough power for pushing it on the highway. We'll check all that in detail. Let's check out the design first. The new XC30 is having the latest design philosophy from Volvo, which is for the electric vehicle. The EX range doesn't have a grille in the front, it's a logo only face, but the curvature and the other things are very aerodynamically designed. The attraction is the headlight here. The Toshammer beam is looking very new and very contemporary. This is a new design format, and there is a LED light. All the lines are connected and look very good. There are air vents which are really aerodynamically designed. It's aero concentrated design because it's an EV. You can see aero over here. All these elements add on to the better drag coefficient, which means more range. Here there is a strong bolt wheel arch and look amazing for electric. It's a 19-inch wheel. Again, it's a aero one because it's an electric car, electric design, but look good. Coming on the side profile, you can see there are a few bold moves over here. The shoulder line doesn't have any lines, but again it's a bold one. There's a frameless side view mirror. It's one of the first in the industry, and this cutting is looking good, and this design reminds me of some of the Citroen cars. So because they play around with the design, that look good. It look bold, and you know this dual tone again look amazing. The greenhouse is all blacked out, and this curvature is also looking good. There's a EX30 branding over here on this bold C-pillar, and there is a hip formation. Again, there's a strong line coming out from the second door. This wheel arch you can see over here, and when you come to the rear, you can see more sporty element. The Volvo signature C-type tail light has been designed in a different way. Look amazing. There's a Volvo branding over here. The spoiler is again the roof spoiler. Again, look really sporty and reminds me of the Evoque when it was introduced. It looked good. It was very sporty. The coupe-like format is also kept there, and this flow is also good. There's a spoiler over here. There's an inbuilt spoiler which gives downforce. You can see inbuilt cameras both on the front and the rear, which again is a safety element, as well as nowadays it's a required one when you're using on the Indian roads. This connected element look good. For the entry and exit, they use an NFC card, which I'll show you. And if you tap the NFC card on the B pillar, you can use the boot electrically. When you open, I want to hide something. This is another brand logo. It's a Volvo yoga mat, and you can see it's filled with the materials. It can hold up to 315 liters. There's an adjustable tray on the floor, which you can keep it as a hidden space. And if you fold this, you can see all these elements you can keep over here. There's a small graphic over here. It's all best when it comes to the 3D printing. You can design all this, and when you fold the second row seat, you can extend the boot space up to 1007 liters. It's quite big for this kind of a car. And these elements you can see on the bumper, it's a bit dusted now. That's vertical flags all remind me of some of the furniture element now Volvo use in the design, which you've seen in the latest XC90 as well as on the XC60. Altogether, it's a very compact, sporty looking SUV design. The more of a coupe kind of SUV in the looks. This is what I feel. What do you feel about the design? Please do on the comment. This is the Volvo's NFC card which is used as a key. So this is the NFC card which is acting as the key, and this is the only physical key we have. Other one is a virtual key. There's no key fob as such, and I'm missing out that because Volvo had one of the best key fobs with the leather which is matching with the interior color. So now this is the only NFC card which is acting as a key, and the other one is a virtual key. And you have to use this facing the Volvo onto you, otherwise it won't be active. And when you want to switch on the car, you can get in with this, but if you want to activate the car, you have to keep it here. Once it is on, once you select the gear, then you can remove it and keep it in your card holder. It's very convenient as keeping as a very simple key which is can keep in your wallet or card holder. But in practice, will be the most practical one, or you need to have a key fob? Just let me know comment. I will take up your comments as the real user review, and let's see how it works and properly. Scandinavians are known for their minimalism, and they go so much minimalistic that there is no instrument console in this car. Everything is controlled over here in the 12.3-inch screen, which is now Google powered, and you get all the connections. You get everything to be done over here. There's only literally two physical buttons, which is for the window. That too, only two. This can be controlled for the front, and if you want to use for the rear, you have to select here and use the same button to control the rear window, which means there's no physical button other than this, and everything should be controlled over here in the screen. Which do you think is the right thing to go for the most safest car maker, or should retain some of the switches? Just let me know in the comment. So I'll talk about the screen a little later. Right now I'm going to talk about the recycled materials which are used in this Volvo EX30. It's a very sustainable interior with most of the materials used from recycled aluminum and PVC material. You can see this mosaic finish over here. It looks different, but there's another finish which is not coming to India, which is a denim finish, which is used from the recycled denim material, which are the worn out jeans which we throw out. And everything over here are recycled material. And the Havan Garden, this sound bar is something which is very innovative, which is added, which is helped in adding a lot of space in the interior by bringing out all the speaker from the door pad to this sound bar, which is actually consoled out with the 9 speakers with around 1000-watt sound, which is really amazing, which has ended up in increasing the space of the interior, where a lot of places we feel is very spacious, but some places feel very cramped also. So let's check that in detail, but before that I want to show you some of the smart features which is integrated in this EX30. This 12.3-inch screen is the biggest ever fitted in any Volvo car, and it has all the controls. As I mentioned, there's no literally any physical button, and if you even want to adjust your screen, select the Volvo button over here, select the mirror. You can select either right or left. If you selected the right, you can adjust over here on the steering wheel like this, which we have seen in some of the other cars, but being a brand concerned with the safety, I think this is not the right thing to do. If you want to adjust it again, you have to go to screen entirely. Your focus will be shifted from there. And other things also, if you want to open up your glove box, there's a button over here. Glove box came here in the center position for the driver to use it properly, but it has become small. Trunk can be opened here. Even the rain sensitive wiper can be controlled apart from the physical button over here. And ambient lighting is like Swedish ambient lighting, which is like they can select 6 different colors, which are mostly connected with Swedish atmosphere. You know, it can be off. You can select the forest bath, archipelago. Then there is a midsummer. There's a Nordic twig light, and northern light, which is something which we all dream of. And apart from that, other control, the exterior light can be controlled, one pedal driving, the lane keeping assist, driver seat, everything can be controlled over here. But again, I wish there was a physical button to support everything. Except for the seat, there is a button over here in the center which can be controlled in 2 ways with a touch in the center. You can select 2 different ways of control. If you select that, all this control can be seen here. This can be controlled basic adjustments, tilt adjustments, and the lumbar adjustments. So 3 controls can be done over here. Again, can be done physically. Other than that, everything is on the screen. Can also connect Apple CarPlay without wire, and that is something which again some of the Android users may not be happy with, because there's no Android Auto can be connected in this car. The place where we keep the key is the induction charging, and the space for second phone. And after that, there is a hidden space over here where you can keep some valuable things, and you can even charge the phone or other things with the USB-C charger. And when you close it, there is a space for another storage. There's a hidden cup holder which can be used single as well as double, and you can even open this up if you want to keep bigger things. And if you close this, you can see the two buttons which I mentioned. There's a glove box, again a single glove box over here in the center, so that driver can approach to the glove box comfortably, but it's a smaller one now. I am 5'8" and I've set both the front seat according to my comfort position, and this is the space I'm getting here. There's a lot of roominess on the head and the shoulder, and upper portion is very sorted, but when you come to lower portion, this is a footwell I'm getting. Since it's a electric, that the battery pack we need, so this crampedness a bit, but you can still keep it here. But the lumbar is, my thighs are sticking on higher. There's a compromise space on the lumbar, which I think 5 finger space is required more. But being Volvo, they've made it with the smart. You can keep your phone over here in the pocket, and there's a space for other things. For the both seat, you have it, and if you lower the seat again, there's no space for the foot pedal. And there's a removable tray, which again had some graphic. There's a moose over here, Scandinavian design, look good. And you can use this as a tray, and as well as you remove it. There's two more physical button, which is for the windows to control in the rear, and there's two USB-C charger. There's a space over here if you want to keep phone like this, so you can keep it for charging. And this is good for 2 adults and 1 kid. And if you are a bigger guy, I won't recommend to sit in the rear. And if it's a smaller guy, the sill level is so high that you won't see outside, so it's claustrophobic. And this huge panoramic sunroof available in Volvo is amazing, but it's not recommended for places like India, where you get a direct hit from the sun, and it will be not very comfortable to have an AC over here and heat coming from the top. But if you are in Scandinavian countries, they will definitely enjoy the sun, and the roof is so big that it's covering up your head. So entire roof is almost it's a windscreen, which according to you can choose if you want it or not. But there's no choice for you in India to have a closed roof. It's all panoramic sunroof. We'll get to know by the launch only where there are features which is coming up to cover it or not. Right now it's not there. But the interior look good with this blue color, looking and matching with the exterior color as well. The EX30 which we are driving right now, it's a single motor with a 69 kilowatt battery, which is an extended range battery, which can produce 272 HP and 343 Nm of torque. And it's a rear wheel driven. There's one more variant available globally, which is a dual motor, and it is so quick that it can beat Lamborghini Urus on a 0 to 100 sprint, which is 3.2 seconds. Unfortunately, this one is only 5.8 seconds, but this also can tickle you on the sprint. Wow. That was 60 to 130 in matter of few seconds, which is something which can enjoy in any electric car, so as we are enjoying in this EX30. It is one of the most stylish Volvos ever, and it's also very sporty. Having said that, the steering has different setting. The softer one is actually really soft. Even the normal one is also on the softer side. But when you put a hard, which you can select on drive on the screen on the different on 3 different driving modes, it is hard in slow speed when you're driving fast. But unfortunately, everything is controlled on the screen. Again, I'm asking you, is that a safe thing, Volvo? I don't believe it. So this version of the EX30 which we are driving right now is good for a range of 480 km, which is claimed as a MIDC range. This is the extended version, which is the longest available on the EX30. But I would say in global market, there are a lot of these kind of SUVs which can cover 400 km in realistic range. So Volvo should work on that. In spite of having the Geely connection, I don't know why they're not bringing a bigger battery. However, this is an NMC battery, not the lithium ion. So that is cooler and safer. Talking about safety, Volvo, it's always prioritized safety more than anything. Except the screen, I think rest everything is safe. It's got enough more airbags, proven and been rated as 5-star in global and in Euro NCAP. And Volvo this time is testing the dummies, which are even male, female, and kids. So that way, they're considering all sort of customers and made this safe for everyone in the car. On the suspension front, when you drive, it is planted. You're getting a good feel, especially when you put the settings too hard on the steering. Otherwise, you feel a bit disconnected, especially on a softer setting. Suspension is smooth and comfortable, especially when you're sitting front. But in rear, it's a bit bumpy, especially when you are driving on a very uneven or roads which are not surfaced very well. But the front seat, if you are driving it, you can literally enjoy it. The ergonomics are great. The sound system, as I mentioned, was also good, and you can really enjoy your drive with your partner, maybe with your kids. But if you have 4 adults in the car, then the rear guys had to be considered a little. Otherwise, they will be having a very bumpy ride. Volvo actually is in the move to electrify the entire range, and EX models will be the representation from the SUV side, and this is the smallest one. I'm actually looking forward to have the experience of the flagship EX90, which I've driven once, but still I want to explore it more, which I think will have more refined features and comfort and will be more smarter. So this is my extended drive experience of the all-new Volvo. Do let me know how do you feel the car from this review, and which one will be your favorite in the segment. Will you be considering an SUV or a sedan in this electric market? Until we meet next with another exciting machine, stay tuned and enjoy wheeling.